No Streetlights Podcast. What's today? Saturday? It's New Year. I forget what day it is when I'm off for work.
January 11th, baby.
All right. This podcast is brought to you by a few hours of sleep and a Red Bull.
Didn't get much sleep?
What's that?
Didn't get much sleep?
No, I was up late last night playing video games, boys' night.
Nice.
Yeah, don't have too many of those anymore. Yeah. I think I laid down at like 2 o'clock. Got up at like 8:45. So I get to sleep in tomorrow, so it's all good.
Did you like when I used to hang with the boys, play video games all night, like we used to eat like shit.
Oh yeah.
Did you eat like shit?
I didn't eat a lot, but what I did eat, yeah, it wasn't good. So we actually went from work to a happy hour because it was this guy's last day at work, and he's moving up towards Albany and getting a new job, so awesome guy too. So we celebrated, got him a cake. We got a cannoli cake from ShopRite, so we ate cake at the bar. I had 2 Guinnesses, and I had buffalo garlic parm wings.
Holy shit.
So those were good.
My man went deep into the murky waters.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, hey, you can have a cheat day here and there.
Fuck
right?
yeah, dude. And I wanted wings so bad last night.
These wings were so good. And, like, I didn't finish them, so I brought them home. And my buddy had an air fryer. And I think an air fryer is the best thing to reheat wings.
It is, for
it's
sure.
It's so good. Like, I thought it was better than what is it? Just like the toaster.
Convection.
Toaster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
Yeah, I hit up Corinne last night. I was like, hey, let's get some wings. And she was like, nope. She's like, because she was working, she was like, hey, no wings. We made a pact that between now and the wedding that we're going to be, less eating out, more eating in, spending less money. So, dude, I was craving wings. I follow this guy on Instagram. His name is Over the Fire Cooking, and he does a lot of his cooking outside, and it's like chicken and steak and
that's awesome,
etc. So he made it was a while ago he posted it, but it came up on my feed, and then I fell into that hole, on Instagram, and dude, he was making chicken wings outside.
What's his Instagram name?
Over the Fire Cooking.
I'm gonna look him up because I saw over the summer you made steaks outside.
Yeah.
Over a campfire. That looked really nice.
Yeah, that was a little inspiration from him. And dude, steaks is easy outside because that pan is that pan is hot over normal fire. But
wow, this looks cool. Derek Wolf, Over the Fire Cooking enthusiast.
Yeah, dude,
that's cool. You know what that reminds me of? It's funny because people laugh about Boy Scouts, but back in the Boy Scouts days at summer camp, I took a cooking merit badge, and we would make a feast for the camp on, it might have been like Thursday night. We would cook potatoes, we would cook turkey, but we would cook them in like really untraditional ways. Like we cooked the turkey like in the ground. And then we also...
so there's a hole in the ground.
There's a hole in the ground.
And there's a fire at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we also did... I think the potatoes were like on a hot rock or something like that. And they just stayed there for a long time.
Yeah.
It was really... Like, it's cool.
Absolutely. You could get away with a lot of stuff just from nature.
Yeah.
Check that out. We're going to take a quick 15 minutes. Dude, look at that. Oh, my God. So now...
yeah, you need a skillet.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Or that's iron skillet.
Yeah, it's an iron.
Those things are heavy.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Wow,
dude,
is he out on a lake or?
Yeah, it looks like some sort of beach or something like that. That's it. Yeah, the beach, PNW, whatever so that cool. is. But pours honey all over it. Oh, gave me the feels of some hunger last night, man. But I ended up cooking something on the budget,
Easy.
But yeah, hey, sometimes you have to do that. You have to have those nights where you're, eating in, saving money, etc.
Yeah, no, I hear it. The other night I made salmon for the first time. Dude, it was the first time I ever cooked fish. And it really wasn't that bad. I was so nervous, I hope I cook it all the way. I don't want to get sick. So you hear all these horror stories.
Yeah.
And it was cheap too. I just got like a fillet of salmon. I think it was like I forgot how much it weighed, I'll be honest, but it was like a nice big cut, like something like that, thick. And
where'd you get it from?
ShopRite. ShopRite, and dude, it was so good. So I found a recipe for honey garlic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it was and I used the local honey that Tori gave me. Garlic, mixed cornstarch and soy sauce and water, and oh, it was so good. And I did that. I steamed a little bit of fresh broccoli, no starch. It was really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'd love to start eating more fish. I don't know.
Yeah, fish is good, especially like, when it's the last thing going in your body for the day.
Mm-hmm.
You eat a steak, you eat a steak before you go to bed. Your body's having a quick time digesting that. But when it's chicken or fish, it goes, nice and quick.
Yeah.
It's easy. Your body shreds it up real fast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, salmon is like the steak of the sea, as they say.
Love salmon.
It's amazing.
It's so good. It tastes different than any other fish.
Yeah.
Even people who don't like fish, I feel like they would like salmon.
Absolutely. And like you were talking about, like you were worried about, since it was your first time cooking it, et cetera, that's everybody's.
Yeah.
When it's your first venture into fish, you're like, okay, well, you have this big thing. But, dude, it's so easy.
Yeah,
It's
it
so
was
easy.
really
If I could
easy.
do it, anybody could
It
do
took
it.
less time than a steak, too.
For sure.
And what I was thinking about when I was doing it was, man, I wish I could, like, catch a fish out at the Papacton Reservoir, bring that home, like a nice trout. And now that I did that honey garlic recipe, like, I want to experiment and try as much as I could. I didn't do any lemon. I know a lot of people do lemon with fish. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things where the kind of fish that we get, it's like you have to... Actually, I'm sure you could just do the same recipes, that you're doing with salmon. I think trout would probably be the tastiest fish, right? Like around here anyway.
Especially being fresh.
That we could catch, yeah.
I know people like catfish too. The one time I caught a catfish up at the reservoir, and I was so surprised because where we dropped the anchor, it was like 100 feet, like 90 to 100 feet to the bottom. Mm-hmm. And I was fishing at like 32 feet, and I caught a catfish.
Wow.
Yeah, I threw it back though. I've never tried catfish.
Me neither. That's one of the fish. It's kind of like that swordfish. Those two that I'm, it's not that I don't want to try them, but it's like I like what I like so far. Let me not venture too far.
Right.
And my mom is really allergic to lots of seafood, so I'm kind of afraid to dabble into different seafood. Like I'm like I have these, so I'm like I wonder if I'm allergic, but et cetera, but I just haven't gotten around to trying it yet.
Yeah, you know what you like.
Yeah.
What about shark?
Oh, I've never
Really? When I was working at the restaurant, he would put a shark on a special menu.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was it
some
tasty?
Monday nights. Yeah, it was like the meat of it was like thick, like dense. It was like dense.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Dude, speaking of dense, I just made the wildest pork chops the other night.
Oh man, I thought you were talking about like a dent, like
hate. Yeah, right. I hate pork. Not a fan of pork chops at all. Like Corinne was like,
not a first choice. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Corinne was, and she used to make it all the time. So A, I didn't like it to begin with that much, and B, she was making it all the time, and I was just like, no more pork. Like we're done with pork chops for a long time. So honestly, it's been like a year, right? So she snuck it in there on a ShopRite from home, so they deliver everything.
Oh yeah.
And we're unloading it, and I'm like, oh, she snuck in pork chops, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, there's this Gordon Ramsay recipe for pork chops. I want you to try it. Bro, this was the best. Dude, it was real close. It was real neck and neck with a steak.
Really?
Dude.
What was it? Pork chops?
So essentially you take a pork chop and so you cook a pork chop a specific way that he wants you to cook. And then on the other hand, you make peppers and onions in this balsamic, it was a red wine vinaigrette.
Ooh, okay.
And it sautés. Oh, God, dude. It was, each bite you were like, oh, my God. It was packed with flavor. The pork chop was, pork chops are dense. But, dude, luckily the way that's cooked as well. And then you have, the peppers and onions to kind of layer it in there. Oh, dude, it was so tasty.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And
I'd love to take a look at that recipe.
Dude, and I was a hard no pork chop guy, but wow, were they good. And pork chops are much cheaper, I think, than steak.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know Heather's parents bought like half a pig last summer, and the meat from that pig was so good. The bacon was the best bacon I've ever had in my life.
Yep.
It was really good.
My mother used to do that for many years, and then
really?
they got rid of their freezer. Yeah, they used to buy like quarter cows or half cows.
Right.
My mom used to work with a woman who would order like a half a cow, and my mom was like, I guess they started talking about it. And she's like, we'll do a quarter.
Yeah.
So it went from cow to pig, but now I guess around our area, the best place to find like meat and stuff would be Prime Time and Price Chopper. Dude,
Yeah.
I am so over ShopRite steaks.
I think that's where I got the fish.
Dude, I'm pissed off at ShopRite right now. Their steaks have been awful.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's been very bad. Sorry, ShopRite.
What's bad about them?
You guys fucking up.
Like, too small or the...
It doesn't seem... Nothing seems like right. Like yours, like a sirloin the other day, like I got... And it like a sirloin is almost like it's supposed
like a smaller chunk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be almost, not identical, but again, smaller, thick, nothing too crazy. Mm-hmm. It kind of resembles a New York steak strip. Dude, I get this sirloin. Really? It's like this big and it's thin. And I'm like, what?
That's like a Delmonico.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, okay. So, and they were sold out in New York. So I'm like, okay, I'm done here.
Yeah.
And we got these fillets from Price Chopper.
Okay.
Bro, they were off the hook. They
Oh.
were nice and small, thick. Oh, Tom didn't make them the way I make them. Like he made them on the grill. Mm-hmm. And dude, they were fucking off the hook.
Oh yeah.
So I can only imagine how I'm gonna
grilled steaks.
Beat that steak up in the pan.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh man.
So, yeah, man.
Damn, you got me thinking about what we should do for dinner.
Craig's drooling right now.
No, we got over the summer we got Delmonico steaks from Peck's. Mm. They got their meat sale the first Sunday of the month every month. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I like to buy meat from there, but that Delmonico steak was so good. Yeah. That's what made me think of that was you were saying that sirloin was thin, like bigger, like wider.
Yeah. Well, like you said, that a normal sirloin should be like you said, like condensed, or kind of widthwise. Like this thing looked like it was flattened out, like it was terrible. Yeah, and you ask for help, someone to give you a special cut. They're staring at you like, what are you talking about?
Heads.
It's like. So we're going to Price Chopper and Prime Time from now on. My sister, I guess, tries Prime Time a lot, so I have yet to do that.
I thought before you said Prime Time was like inside of ShopRite. Mm-mm. Oh.
No, I think Prime Time's out. If I'm correct, I think it's out in Milford.
Oh, okay.
I think it's out in Milford.
There's a butcher in Monticello too.
I've tried him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't the best. It wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't just.
But there's better out there.
Yeah. And it's tough. It's tough being a butcher.
Yeah.
I would imagine you probably throw a lot away.
Yeah,
you probably don't want to.
That would bother me.
Yeah.
If I had to throw a lot of food away.
So they probably save some stuff. So. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the cooking journey has been great. And I'm glad to see that you're kind of
I mean, when I dabbled with that salmon, I was like, all right, if I could do this,
anything's possible.
Anything's possible. This is like something a restaurant, like a low end restaurant, would serve. Mm-hmm. I'd love to try this. Try just making different things.
My mother-in-law got me 2 Gordon Ramsay books, and that one book had that pork chop recipe on it. Mm-hmm. And you should take a picture of it.
Yeah, I will.
And take it home with you and try that. I don't know if Heather likes pork chops, but
she's not big on pork. She'll eat it, but it's the balsamic part that would probably bother her.
Yeah,
she's not big on balsamic or like vinaigrette.
I will. It was red wine vinegar. Mm-hmm. So if I remember correctly, there was no balsamic. So I might have misspoke, but it is made with red wine vinegar. That simmers down in olive oil. Yeah, so I think it's just those two.
Okay.
But, oh God, it made everything soft, and then that soft kick-ass flavor on the dense pork chop. All right, let me stop.
Oh man.
If there's anybody who's hungry watching this shit, they're probably like, "Fuck, man." That was me last night talking about chicken wings, and then I guess there was a Joe Rogan podcast last night, and they're all talking about. He was talking about a sub. Uh-huh. This big Philly cheesesteak sub or whatever the fuck he's talking about. I'm like, Joe, shut up, bro.
Yeah.
So
somebody's probably listening. Why the hell did I just go through McDonald's drive-thru? Should have went to ShopRite.
Yeah.
Got some salmon.
Yeah. I feel like when you go to McDonald's, you have to like turn off your phone, put like a hood up, put a hat on, put a mask on.
Yeah.
Like Make sure nobody sees me.
Yeah, shit, I want to hide from myself when I go through McDonald's.
Seriously.
I mean, I haven't had fast food in a long time. But if I do dabble in fast food, I like to go to Wendy's.
Word.
Everything's they got fresh. Good salads. Dude, I just feel like their food has better quality. It's like better tasting.
For sure.
Like, I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I would always get chicken nuggets wherever I go out. And the nuggets between Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, like Wendy's hands down are the best. I love it.
So Wendy's doesn't freeze anything.
Right. Fresh, never frozen.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that when it comes to taste, and oh man, you know, those McDonald's and Burger King patties are stacked frozen, you know?
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, less flavor.
And that's why Wendy's kind of is off the hook.
Yeah, plus their chili. Their chili's not bad either.
Chili's good too, and I like the drink selection, like the lemonade.
Yeah, they got
selection,
lemonade.
like the natural lemonade stuff. Now, natural lemonade, it's still packed with a ton of sugar, but you know it. I do like that better than sucking down like a Coke or a root beer. You know,
right?
Fuck, we're hungry as fuck.
No, I think we're going to the Erie for dinner tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, down in Port.
That little outside section's pretty cool they have there.
Tiki
it's like
bar?
that little tiki bar, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We sat there the one time waiting for a table. You know, I was surprised. Heather pointed this out, too. That is the only place I have seen so far to have seltzer on tap. I've never seen seltzer, like hard, like Bon and Viv hard seltzer. I've never seen that on tap, and they're one of the first to do that.
I think Grill. The grill might have, but again, though, you're not talking like, you know, I think you're talking like the soda machine seltzer, you know, nothing crazy, nothing real, you know, no real seltzer or anything like that. So, yeah, Erie has good food. My parents go there all the time. They love it. Yeah. They love it. They do a lot of seafood specials.
We've only had one bad experience, and took Heather there on her birthday the first year we were together. Her birthday's July 2nd, so it's in the middle of the summer, hot as hell. We sit down, and we're like both of us are sweating. We're like, damn, it is so hot in here. So then the lady comes over. She's like, do you want any drinks to start with? Here's the menu. Oh, just to let you know, our air conditioners don't work. They stopped working. So that was probably the only bad experience. But, yeah, they do have good food.
Yeah. Yeah, not much you could do there.
Right.
It sucks.
And it's hard. Like, I remember working in the restaurant. You have to have, 3 air conditioners because the amount of people in the room, everybody's talking, and, you know, things heat up really quick.
Mm-hmm. That food, that kitchen, all that heat blares out of there. Yeah. You know firsthand heat coming from a kitchen.
Yeah. You got those ovens and fryers and everything. I remember starting there as a dishwasher, and the box sink was to the left of the stove, so I'm, elbows deep in the water trying to scrub shit, and the hot stove is on my back. During the summer, man, in August, it got hot as hell. Yeah. We would take breaks, just go stand in the walk-in fridge. Yeah, it felt so good.
Dude, speaking of hot and cold, it is 58 degrees or something like that.
In my car
said
60.
Yeah, dude.
It's January. It's winter.
Right now in where we are located, let's do this here. Why do I have Montague? Huh. My phone's fucking up. Anyway, yeah. 63 in Port Jervis right now. That's
almost like room temp.
Yeah.
I went to the transfer station today. I wore shorts.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah. You know? When I went for the walk, I started with a little, zip up sweater, but I was like, dude, I need a t-shirt under the sweater. And I ended up taking my sweater off. It was a nice ass day. And then tomorrow's supposed to be even nicer, but I think some rain. Mm-hmm. But that's that. I think if I'm correct, which I was looking to confirm all day, but I just haven't had the time to sit down and check it out. I think this weather is a breeze coming from the south, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's like, global warming. I'm like, no. This, although I...
times like this last year and the year before.
Exactly.
It comes and it goes. It's not here for long, but...
Yeah.
Boy, when it's here, you feel it.
I've never had an advertisement on the Weather Channel.
On the weather app.
I apologize if anyone heard that. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Let's go to the past. Yeah, it's coming from the south. And that's why everything feels good right now.
Love it.
Yeah, you get that new fresh air. I open up my windows in the house a little bit, get that winter stank out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Breathing in the same air for months. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
So
Nothing better than fresh air.
yeah, man.
So I brought something I wanted to show you. I don't know if I told you about this yet. So my mom was ever so kind enough to buy me something for Christmas. This is it's called, the manufacturer is Fumoto.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Fumoto oil drain valve. So it goes where your drain plug is, and it's literally just a lever. So it goes in where your drain plug is, and when you're ready to change your oil next, you crawl under the car. Just flip this switch, this little lever, and your oil comes right out.
Mind if I see it?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I can't wait. I think I'm going to change my oil tomorrow. So you're not going to get any oil on your hands. You don't have to bust your back to break,
Yeah, dude.
to break the oil drain valve to get that out.
That's huge. How do you close it?
You push it down and twist it.
Push
And
down.
then, twist it the other way.
This piece twist?
Nope, the
This
silver
piece. Oh, okay.
So push that down and then pull it towards you.
This?
The silver piece.
This piece.
Yeah. Push it down, push it that way.
Ah.
Yeah. There you go. And it's got this
I like
little
it.
black plastic piece that locks there. So when you're driving down the road, that doesn't flip by itself.
Got it.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
so
cool, dude.
It was cheap too. It was like $20.
Now, how's your oil pan? That's the only thing that I would worry about. Your oil
So,
pan's in
right,
good
you had-
condition?
Yeah, oil pan's in good condition.
Okay, good.
You just have to make sure that you got the right thread size, obviously.
Yeah, right thread size, and then if people, very cool.
Mhm.
Like, I always get afraid of that oil plug, bro. That thing,
Yeah.
oh, dude.
Yeah.
If you ever have any problems and you have to replace the oil pan, which that's a bitch.
Yeah.
But it's not the end of the world. But it's like, who wants to do that?
Right.
And
you only, I only got one car, so
yeah.
if shit goes wrong, it's a big problem.
But that's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah.
gonna make oil changes a hell of a lot
So
easier.
easy. I can't wait.
And how much was it?
Like less than $25. Amazon.
Yeah, that's
They're
awesome.
all over Amazon.
Fumoto.
I told somebody at work about it, and he told me a story about. He's like, well, make sure you don't strip your oil pan, like the threads in the oil pan. And I'm gonna butcher this because I didn't even understand it the way he was explaining it to me. But instead of, so let's say your oil pan thread strip, he was talking about like re-threading the oil pan instead of replacing the oil pan. And I really didn't quite get it. I didn't know if he meant like plugging up that and like putting a new hole in there, or how do you re-thread something?
So if I could be completely wrong. Disclaimer. I think you use a bigger size.
Okay.
I think you use like a different thread and like a slightly bigger size.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Like re-threading an oil pan, like you want to fuck around with that.
Right.
Your oil drains and then you're sitting there throwing, you know what I mean? That's the last thing you need. So
I'd be so mad.
yeah, dude. Instantly, whenever I had oil problems, it's like, nope, knew this, knew that. You can't. That's the one thing you can't fuck around with, dude.
Yeah.
And Corinne's car, her first Accord that we made last forever, that was like it used to burn oil. So I would do like 1,000 little tests. Like I'd put like this, piece of cardboard underneath it to see before I found out that it was burning oil.
Oh, right, while it's sitting put.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, dude, I wonder if it's leaking oil. Nope. I did all the oil changes on it. So I'm like, no, the freaking, the same, space for the bolt, it's not stripped. I'm like, it's not leaking anything. What the hell? And then, yeah, we found out it was fucking burning oil.
That's crazy. Jenna's old car was burning oil, and she was putting like a quart into that thing every week or every 2 weeks.
That's what we were doing once a week.
It was blowing my mind. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I mean, I guess that's why it's so important to change it, because, you want to keep the engine healthy, and it touches everything. I mean, it took me a while to learn and understand that, if you have a turbo in your car, the oil even touches that too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, dude, a lot of Hondas, the gaskets, they go. It's like, it's notorious for that shit. Those Japanese cars, man.
Yeah.
But The Evo wouldn't burn oil. Sometimes it would do some coolant here and there.
Really?
Yeah, and but you know,
Leaking?
and then you fix it. Well, it's like kind of like you know, yeah, I essentially, I guess. And then you know, you would burn it, and then it smells like waffles. You know, that's the famous, you know, saying you know, if you're burning coolant, it smells like waffles, which
Really?
it does.
I've
Yeah,
never
so
heard of that.
dude, if you ever smell freshly made waffles coming from your car, you're burning coolant.
Really?
There you go, everybody. There's a little trick for you.
Wow.
But and boy, is that right. So, yeah, it's.
So did you keep adding coolant, or did you?
Yeah. And I was using, and also when you burn, like you could burn coolant by putting the wrong coolant in. So like your car will run hotter than what the coolant is made for. So I was putting it in universal, and I'm pushing, you know, 450 all-wheel horsepower.
Yeah.
Like the coolant was like, see us, getting evaporated.
Once it gets above like 205, that's a problem. 210.
So I had to put in some super duper heavy coolant, which, you know, it's what you got to do if you're, you know, so. But
I'm getting close. I'm like, I just hit 94,000, so change it at some point.
So now you have a timing belt on your car?
Yes.
So you're going to do timing belt water pump soon?
No, I have a timing chain.
Oh, that's good.
I have a timing chain, serpentine belt.
So then you got to do, did you do a water pump on that yet?
No, not yet, no.
Well, that's good. You don't have to do the timing chain.
Yeah.
That's big.
You're making me think of things that I really haven't thought of recently. What I really would love to do this year, and I know it's expensive, and there's different tiers of it. I don't have to like ball out, but I just want to get a new set of wheels, because that way I want to get a new set of wheels and either new all seasons or summer tires. That way I don't have to pay somebody to switch my tires, because I paid somebody like $85-$90 just to put my winter tires on my wheels. So that way if I have two sets of wheels, I can just do the tires myself. You know.
Yeah, I think the way you have to look at it, and Tommy taught me this, right? So you have to think about how many times you're going to do that. So how many times do you think you're going to do that?
That's true. Like how many times?
Twice a year, right?
Yeah.
So it costs you $80, right? So $80, it's $160 a year. For me, brand new set of wheels was $1,000.
Yeah.
That's 8 years of
changing
doing that.
Yeah,
are you gonna have the car for 8 years?
True.
You know, but I am in the ballpark of yes. You know, if you're changing wheels because you want different type of wheels, you know, like I did. I did it 3 or 4 times.
Like I would love to get new wheels that are the same size.
Oh, for sure.
That way I don't have to worry about like
Yeah.
scuffing and rubbing and
Dude, you
all
should
this
buy
other crazy stuff.
I had them on my Civic for a long time. Just the what are they
Like
called?
stock wheels?
The holy shit! Like just the black wheels. The Steelies. Jesus,
Yeah, that's
Richie.
true.
Dude, I would just they're like $50-$60.
Yeah, that's
Spend
true.
$200. There's your money right there.
Keep those for the winter.
And just everybody uses them in the winter.
Oh yeah.
You know, and like, dude, if you're really like, you know, if you don't like the way it looks, you could paint them. You know, whatever you know, however you want. But dude, a lot of people do that in the winter.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of cars do that.
Because why buy, you know, really nice wheels and then you know, or $1,000 wheels and run them in the winter? You know, they're going to be toast in 5 years.
What I was planning on doing was running my stock wheels during the winter, because they have. When I bought the car, the wheels were the stock wheels, but it had a lot of what's it called, curb rash or whatever, I forget what it is, but the wheels are like all scuffed up, and they're supposed to be black, but they're silver showing, and I wrapped them, like I painted, like spray painted them, and it turned out good. But then when you go somewhere to get your tires changed and they take them off, they're not careful.
Yep.
So yeah, they're all kinds of different colors. But yeah, I should start worrying about a water pump. Not worrying, but just thinking, keep it in the back of my head, because I would love to own this car, go over 200,000 miles, you know.
Yeah, I will say this. I will say that, you know, I've had, 5-6 cars. Unfortunately, I'm the worst with cars.
This is only my second one, so.
Yeah, and I wish I didn't do any of that, but I learned a lot from it. And when you get to these, these maintenance points, there's nothing better than doing it ahead of time.
Yep.
That way, that looming cloud over you is the worst feeling for me anyway. It's the worst feeling in the world. I would think about it before I go to bed. Like, fuck, I have to get the timing belt. Yeah. Dude, I had 80,000 miles on my Evo. I got the timing belt and the water pump changed. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just way ahead of the game. That way I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Well, plus, if that stuff goes, it's not like somebody can jump fucked. You're on the side of the road until somebody comes and tows your ass, and you got to pay them.
You slip timing, and if you have a timing belt, you are fucked. Yeah. Car's done.
Yeah.
Car's done.
It's a big problem.
You got to change, so you're all set. Mm-hmm. But, you do it when you can. Yeah. That's the whole part about, being being in charge of your own, your own destiny. You live alone. You and your girl. And that's the cool thing about responsibility and accountability, is that you're on your own and, you call the shots. Yeah. And it shows when who does preventative shit and who doesn't. Mm-hmm. And I'll be the first one to say there's a lot of shit that I don't do preventative. Mm-hmm. But there's some that, I do, and when I do that, it's like,
yeah, it feels so much better. Like dude, you don't have that cloud over your head.
Brakes and rotors done at like 40,000 miles, and it's just like, dude, now I know I'm good, And
I gotta get those done soon too.
So all right, folks, ready for this? My inspection was up in August. Mm-hmm. Bro, I got my inspection done on Wednesday.
No way.
Yep. So I went August, September, October, November, December. So 5 months with no inspection. And never got caught, obviously.
That's crazy.
And never got pulled over.
Be knocking on your door in a minute.
Yeah, right. Pay this fine. Yeah. But so I got it inspected, but I wanted to wait until the new year so that I got the 21 color. Yeah, so you probably have what?
I think it's pink.
Yeah, red or pink. Yeah, that's it. So I have a blue one.
Okay.
So now when I get into 21, I'm just going to keep going and going and going. Yeah. Screw New York State. Yeah. But yeah, that was funny. Again, sometimes you do the work ahead of time, and sometimes Richie pushes it way past the limit,
Comes down to the wire, past the wire.
Yeah. But dude, I drive to work and back.
Yeah, you don't go far. You don't have any tolls. You don't.
And I'm not speeding.
Big towns and
if I do 70, I'm like 42. It's like woo.
Yeah, right.
I'm passing somebody. Yeah. That's it. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, man. But other than that, your car's been fine. Everything's good.
Yeah, it's been good. I love it. I mean, I have fun every time I drive it, and like I know I hit that deer not too long ago, and I've been driving like a grandpa, but just last night I laid into it, and it felt so good.
Nothing like opening it up.
I was safe, don't worry. But me and my buddy Mike, he's got a 2018 WRX. We were on back roads going to his place, and we were flying, man. Put it in third gear, got it up to 18 PSI, and I started, I think it's called pushing. That's what my friend was talking about. So when you're going so fast and you're trying to go around a turn, your car's pushing, your car's pushing your front tires kind of in the direction you don't want to go. Mm-hmm. So after that happened, I calmed down a little bit. My, if you're on an icy road and your tires are losing it, that light comes on your dash. Mm-hmm. That light came up, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to take it easy. Yeah. But it was probably a whole 30 seconds, but it was fun.
Also, wintertime.
Yeah.
The ground is cold. Your tires aren't sticking. That's why.
That's true, yeah. I've been in a car with summer tires, but I've never.
Dude, I'm sure that road was laced with dirt or salt.
Yeah. It was a back road in Pennsylvania, Pike County.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah. So, you didn't have the best traction. But yeah, you have to open it up once in a while. Otherwise, you get the itch and you do stupid shit. Yeah. It's
fun to hear it roar.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just learned so much about cars, having this car. It's I never thought I'd be in this position. It's funny. I could say that a lot about life.
What would be your next car?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. Something with all-wheel drive probably. I've heard they're more expensive to repair if something goes wrong. But it's funny. I bought the Mazda Speed 3, which front-wheel drive, and they have a Mazda Speed 6. which they only made in 06 and 07, and that's all-wheel drive. So it's like, man, I would have loved an all-wheel drive Mazda Speed. I don't know, man. I really would have to look into it. A WRX would be fun. I don't know. I probably would go with another stick shift.
Oh,
it doesn't need a turbo, but
yeah,
just something all-wheel drive. And I love driving stick in the winter.
Yeah.
Like if the roads are bad, I just put that sucker in second or third gear and just take my time.
Yep.
It's good.
Yeah, when you're in a manual car, it's like you have more control, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the coolest thing about that is like, oh no, I got it.
Yeah, it sounds funny, but it's like more intimate driving the car.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah, you feel everything.
More about the car. Everything, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I was thinking about was, I don't know if it's because the car was cold, but there's some times where I'll be shifting and I'll push in the clutch, shift it, and then let off the clutch, and even if it's slow, it still feels like it like jumps into that gear. You know, I don't know what that is. Is that something with the clutch?
Well,
because it does happen when it's not warmed up, but.
Well, yeah. So your clutch and your flywheel and everything down there, that's gonna have to, you know, when it's cold, you know, everything's gonna warm up and move and, you know, act funky when it's cold. So, you know, that's just kind of all the fluids down there, you know, everything's got to get rolling. So that's pretty normal. Okay. Yeah. If it's just happening along startup or, you know, you just get in your car, yeah, it's gonna do that silly stuff once in a while. It's normal.
Okay.
If your clutch isn't grabbing, that's when you're like,
that's
fuck.
an issue.
Yeah. It's almost, you almost have like the, you know, it's not a problem, but, you know, you almost have like the better end of that. So
I changed my tranny fluid at like 85,000 miles or something like that. I keep everything I do with this car, I keep in my notes app.
Smart.
So I'm going to try to scroll through that real quick. But yeah, I changed it and no metal flakes came out. That shit smelled so bad though.
Yeah.
88,000 miles. I just hit 94.
Nice.
So
6,000 miles.
Yeah, nothing bad came out of it.
Beautiful.
It was dirty, but yeah. And
That's
I saw they sell these. I think they're called dimple drain plugs, and it's a magnet. So if say God forbid you're grinding gears and just you suck at driving a stick, and metal shavings come off, that drain plug will just grab it and hold it instead of it just going around your transmission.
Yeah. Thank goodness they made stuff like that. Yeah, I miss being on that scene. I think if I ever got like a weekend car now, it would be like I think I've talked about this, those Camaros.
Oh yeah. That
Camaro SS. I just love the way that, you know, 90s one looks. And the Z28, it's automatic. You shoot me, everybody. But it comes, I'm pretty sure it's like a 4-speed. Like it's not 5-speed automatic, it's 4-speed. And it like it was designed for like off the line, you know, tearing ass.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. And it would be something that, you know, Corinne could drive if we needed a backup car. So I'm really looking forward to after the wedding kind of getting back, you know, don't have to save so much and kind of get everything, get the expenses, you know,
situated.
Yeah.
Situated.
I can't wait, dude.
Yeah.
So wedding's in 8 months. Got to pay for that.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be a good time. Fun, dude.
Night to remember.
For sure. I can't wait. So between that and, you know, what else I got going on this
year? You know what's crazy? You said that Camaro from the 90s. I saw a meme today that really hit me hard. 1990, it's 2020. 1990 is the same years away from 2020 as 2050. How crazy is that?
Yeah, dude. Time's flying.
Yeah.
Time is flying, and I think it gets faster as you get older.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. And, I mean, I'm 25, but I'm noticing it myself too. It's like that's why now I'm trying to do everything I can because I've always heard like elderly people and even like middle-aged people say that it's so brief. You know, life is so brief. It's so quick and can't hold a grudge with people. And, you know, if there's something I want to do, I'm not going to say, you know what, let me just kick back. I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it the next day. Like now I'm getting my ass up. I'm working out. Doing everything I can.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep things rolling, you know. You're thankful you wake up every day.
Yeah.
Have you seen this World War III stuff going on?
Yeah, some of it. I mean, what, you want to talk about that Ukrainian plane?
Yeah,
that's some crazy
fucked.
shit. So for those who don't know, a plane, it took off in Iran. Okay, Ukrainian airline took off in Iran, and it didn't even get that far, and it got shot down by an Iranian missile. Got shot down by an Iranian missile, and now it's coming out. I mean, there were like 170-something passengers on board. They all died. Nobody survived. And they're saying that it was due to human error. Iran shot that missile out of fear of the U.S.
Yeah, so that was the same night that they bombed the Iraqi military base.
Yep.
And then somebody...
Where U.S. troops are...
located,
right.
Yeah. So somebody saw that plane, freaked out, and was like, oh my God, this is the U.S.,
Yep.
and shot them out of the sky. Meanwhile, they left Iran's airport. So there was like something like 60 Canadians on that flight. So I've been watching that.
It. Yeah, Canada, yep.
I've been watching that. The Prime Minister of Canada has been doing,
Is that Justin? He's still...
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's been doing like this, like these, what's a word I'm looking for here?
Speech, conference, press conference.
Yeah, press conference. Man, I gotta wake up. Yeah, so he did like a press conference on it, and for 3 days Iran lied to everybody. It was like, no, that wasn't us. Like, we didn't shoot it down. Like, blah 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 blah. And then the Ukrainian investigators and the U.S. intelligence said, no, fucking Iran shot that shit down.
Yeah, I did see that. That even Sweden and Canadian, information intel, they confirmed that it was Iran.
And then Canada heard that. That's where they got that information from. Yep, we actually shot it down. And then Iran was like, yeah, we actually did. My bad.
That's
so
crazy.
For 3 days, A, you lie. And then B, you finally say, oh, yeah, that was us. So now there's like these protests going on in Iran at these universities, which is pretty hysterical, honestly. Like in Iran, protests, like, come on. But, it kind of just saddens me because, the U.S. killed this terrorist who was a general in their army. He trained Hezbollah. He trained all of these, these terrorist groups and organizations, and he was responsible for U.S., U.K., Canadian deaths.
Yeah, he was even calling out Trump. Like, he was posting pictures of... I saw a picture of this guy. I forget his name, but the Iranian general...
Soleimani,
yeah. He posted a picture of himself, and it looked like a Game of Thrones themed picture. And it was just like, missiles are coming, or something to that effect, like to Donald Trump. But just the tendency of these people lying, like when shit goes wrong, when shit hits the fan, people die, like civilians die. It reminds me of like Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Because when that happened, the Soviet Union was lying about it. Like, cut all communications off. We're not going to tell anybody about it. We're going to deal with it here, keep it contained. And within hours of that happening, they picked up the radiation in Sweden or Switzerland.
They were just embarrassed.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you not be?
Yeah.
And that's probably the same thing that happened with Iran. They didn't want to look
how can
like...
you own up to it, too? We killed
Christ,
170 people.
Yeah.
It was an accident.
Us dumb fucks shot out a fucking airline plane.
That took off in their own country. It took off and moments later got shot down. So
like, come on, bro. Talk about frantic.
That implies that they didn't even spend that much time trying to identify it. You know?
It's tough, man. It's tough, And the reporters for different Canadian outlets asked the Prime Minister, like, hey, do you think that... Essentially, this is what he said. I'm paraphrasing. He said, do you think that it's the United States' fault that this was shot out of the sky because they killed the general, et cetera, et cetera. And, there was no clear answer. But that kind of frustrates me because, the U.S., and now I don't care what side anyone's on, a terrorist is going to kill people. In Iran, they chant death to America. Now, do I think that, if they stay over there and don't bother anybody, that's fine.
Yeah.
But that's not what they're doing. They're looking for nuclear weapons. They're shooting, they're arming terrorist organizations. The list goes on and
They're
on.
throwing gay people off buildings. They're doing a lot of crazy shit.
Exactly. Not good people. So what Trump said to this Soleimani guy, I think, and if we, this entire podcast, call him Soleimani, and it's like something different, we apologize. So Trump said to this guy, he said, hey, look, he said, if you kill one American, like this guy again, like he said, he's been taunting Trump, he's been sending messages, etc. So Trump sent a message a few months ago, like, hey, if you kill one American, you're going to die.
Yeah.
So he arms the terrorist organization, he stages the raid on the embassy, and then he gets one American contractor who's like an American private soldier, and then 4 U.S. military members injured. And Trump I warned you. You killed somebody. Here you go. You killed an American.
You know what I heard too was the intelligence
You know?
agencies like presented Trump with this information, and they had like 3 different ways it could go. And killing him was like the ultimatum, like the biggest, baddest, last resort. And Trump was like, "We're gonna kill him." Yeah,
and you know what, dude? It sucks now that talking about the whole plane thing, but you can't. My point is that you can't blame the U.S. Forget Trump.
No,
because Trump didn't wake up and say, "I want to kill this guy this morning." It was the military. He has senior military officials who tell Trump, like you said, "Here are your 3 options. What do you want to do?" And each option's viable. That's why they offer it to him. And it kind of just sucks that people try to of course it's the media up there as they try to pinhole the U.S. into creating it that it's our fault. But no, like this guy was a bad guy. Apparently, he was days away from creating a giant killing or a giant attack on, some military, in Iraq over there. But anyway, it's just it's a tough situation. I hate to see that, everything's going on over there, and now that they shot the plane down. But sorry, I'm circling here. My point is that Trump did like you're talking about. He did pull the trigger move. This guy, Ronald Reagan, he was our president. He did that too. And I think it was the president or owner or leader or king or whatever it was in Libya, I think it was, during his thing. And he attacked American troops, and they woke up Ronald Reagan in the middle of the night. And Ronald Reagan goes, "Did any Americans die?" "No, sir, no Americans died." "Okay. I'll see you in the morning." Went back to bed. Woke up at like 8 o'clock and sent a fucking rocket through his house, right into his living room.
Wow.
He wasn't home. But that was the last time that guy ever did anything to the U.S. while Ronald Reagan was president. His home was fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And honestly, the way that the terrorists, and I'm not saying that guy was a terrorist because I think he's dead now, but the way that, they view life is not the same way that we view life. We view life in a matter of, 1,000, 1,000 options with emotions and feelings and money. Everything's involved and X, Y, and Z. It's not like that over there. It's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
It's either you're with them or we're going to throw you off a fucking building because you're gay. It's very one-dimensional over there, and it's pretty sad to see. But I hope everything just comes.
It's really limited. And I mean, what I'm thinking about is there's always a domino effect, right? There's always a domino effect. So if we didn't kill this guy, maybe that Ukrainian plane would not have gotten shot down. And that's probably the way Iran is looking at it. But in a soccer game, if the ball gets past your offense and it comes to the midfield, and now the midfield's got to play defense and stop that ball from getting past, you can't blame your offense.
No, of course
not. The ball got through you. You know, it was your chance. It was your time to get on the defense, and you let that ball get past you.
Yeah.
You can't blame your teammates for that kind of stuff.
No.
So I see what you're getting at. Like the domino effect, it'll be there no matter what. That's just how time goes on and events happen.
Yeah.
But you can't put blame of that. Iran pulled the trigger on that plane.
Word. With no obvious,
no hesitation.
No hesitation.
It was quick.
And no, investigating. What is this plane? Who is this? Because it was so simple, and it's a shame that those people, died.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, we're in a crazy time right now, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I just hope things de-escalate.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put sanctions on them.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what we're
I just
doing.
don't want to see like another war break out and people die and soldiers coming home with PTSD and all. I don't want to see that kind of stuff.
Well, I will say this, that their rocket strike that hit the Iraqi military base didn't kill any U.S. or didn't kill or injure. But do you know that Iran's state-ran media, again, because it's almost like you don't have free media over there. The government, is on reports it.
Every pot.
They said that they killed 30 U.S. soldiers. So what they're saying is, what they're trying to portray to their people is that, they killed Soleimani or whatever the fuck his name was, but we killed 30 people, so we're even.
Yeah.
So they're like kind of saving face.
Mm-hmm.
And over here, we're like, okay, well, we killed your guy and you didn't fucking touch any of us.
Our guys fled before you could do anything.
But the way that I guess Trump viewed it was that nobody got hurt. These rockets, they shot 15 rockets. 4 of them failed, and 11 of them didn't even hit remotely close to like where any bunkers or stations or, it obviously hit the base, but it wasn't like a well, executed plan. So Trump and the U.S. military is kind of thinking like, okay, maybe they just shot off some rockets, in the general direction at our, military base to kind of show that
we got them. We could use them.
Kind of to show that, hey, like this is our retaliation, but we really don't want fucking problems because we didn't kill anybody.
Right.
So I think that's the fine line. Like if they would have killed or hurt any U.S. military, we'd be in World War III.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah. So I'm just glad that obviously no military members were injured or died, and everything can, like you said, de-escalate. We put economic sanctions on them. No more selling, no more buying, and none of that shit right now.
Yeah, I saw. It's not often I watch like press conferences with Trump and political news and all that. I'll be honest, I hate that bullshit. But I did watch Trump address the nation after it happened, and he said that as long as he is president, Iran, we're not going to buy any oil from them, any gas.
Yep.
Whether this next part is true or not, I don't know. But he was saying that we are self-sustainable. We get our own oil and own gas from our own land. And like I said, I don't know how true that is, but
it's pretty true.
Yeah.
I would say that it's not 100%, but no, we're a lot, man. We're a lot in Texas and along the Gulf Coast. Boy, we pump oil, boy. And it's a lot of it.
I doubt we're getting it from Venezuela anymore. I know we were a big partner with them, but now since their country is
after that
in
whole
havoc,
after that whole shit. Look at Fox News, man. Always coming through. Georgia grave marker leads to Jane Doe's identification after 38-year murder. It's crazy. Anyway, back to oil. And it's only going to get we're only going to become more independent when it comes to oil if the whole pipeline thing goes through. That's kind of been on the halt because, that's always been a problem since
that's always been
Obama, Trump,
I think like
next
even
president.
Before Obama.
Probably Bush too.
Because they were building it before Obama was in office. I remember that.
It's going to, the next president, probably the next president after that, it's always going to be an issue, But look, when push comes to shove, money's money. And right now we're doing really good with the oil and gas. But, if things ended up getting bad, it's like, hey, look, guys, this is what we have to, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
So,
speaking of oil, we're talking about oil valves, oil in the country. More house problems.
Uh-oh.
We had generator issues.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a 17-kilowatt standby generator. Great when it worked.
Of course.
So, basically, maybe a month ago, not even a month ago, a few weeks ago, so the standby generator turns on every Saturday. It's scheduled to turn on every Saturday at 11 a.m., run for about 15 minutes and shut off. Now, we're usually out of bed by then, and we didn't hear it turn on that week. So we go out there, we turn it on, and my watch is telling me to stand up. It never turned on, so we go out there, and there's a manual switch, so we hit it on manual, and it turns on. We're like, all right, great. 10 seconds, it turns off, and it gives a code, low oil pressure. So I'm like, damn, all right, well, let me try it again. I tried again. It wouldn't work. No problem starting. The battery was charged and everything. So I changed the oil filter, same thing. But what I did notice was if I turned it on and it turned off by itself again in 10 seconds, if I did that whole thing like 10 times, it was so warmed up, it would run. It would keep running. So then the next week, we're like, all right, we're good. But we weren't out of the woods yet. Same exact thing happened. We go out there, low oil pressure. So I did some Googling and thought it could be the oil pressure sensor, oil pressure switch, whatever. So we buy one of those, and it was cheap. It was like $30-$40. Replace it, same exact thing. So we had somebody from R3 Hardware. I think that's it, Hardware? R3 in Honesdale, right on Main Street. They came out, a guy named Steve, really cool guy. Looked at it, and he's like, yeah, the oil pump went. The oil pump is shot. That thing is dead as a doornail. And I said, well, I read online that you could take the ground and power off the oil pressure sensor and it would run. And then you reconnect it after a few minutes. And he's like, if you want to watch your generator blow up, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
that's sounding good.
Yeah, and he's like, trust me, you don't want to do that. So you can either replace the whole engine, get a new engine, because you can't replace just the oil pump the way he described it. Buy a whole new engine, put it in there, or you just buy a new unit. So we let our landlord know, and he's now looking into a 20 kilowatt standby generator.
How old is that one?
12 years. 12 years, yeah.
That's so weird that you can't buy an oil pump
by itself, right?
That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's how they probably get you.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
It's weird, that small engine, repair.
That sucks, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear it.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, we haven't lost power since, so we're doing all right.
And we got beautiful weather, so you guys kind of lost, your generator at a good time.
Yeah, the only weather I'm seeing is rain, but yeah, no, it was interesting. Then again, like learning something new. I was working on the generator. I never thought I'd do that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like once you open up the door to the unknown and you start learning about it, anything's possible, because you're like, oh, I don't know anything about this. Well, I didn't know anything about cooking salmon or working on my generator, so why can't I try this?
Yeah.
And you open up that door and you fall on your face, and then you get back up and then you do it. It's like rinse and repeat.
I heard a good quote, but I forget who it was from, and I wish I could give credit to him. But they were saying that you should rather attempt and fail and be sorry about that than be sorry about not trying it.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to take that risk, and
which is why we're going to do a 5K.
Woo! Fucking do it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Dude, I already lost a few pounds since New Year's.
Did you?
6 pounds, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to run, I haven't ran yet. This weather would have been perfect for it, but we took down Christmas decorations and stuff today. Been riding that bike, stretching.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta do. I gotta start actually getting my ass to the gym. I went for a nice 3-mile walk today, but a walk's a walk,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking 27-year-old man. I can't go to the gym,
That's how I felt too. Like a walk to me is not a workout.
Yeah.
Heather and I would go on walks during the summer, and I loved it. Like, it felt great, fresh air and everything, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And then we turn around and walk 9 more back. But yeah, it felt good. I was talking to my team leader at work, and he was saying, we were just talking about just that, like walking is not a workout. And he said they did a competition at work the one years ago, to see how many steps you can get in, because everybody there works a desk job. And he said he got to the point where he was walking over 20,000 steps in a day.
Wow.
And he said he went on vacation with his family to Myrtle Beach.
Nice.
Which I'm repping. Haven't even been there.
Love Myrtle Beach, man.
Got this from Heather's family friend. Heather's dad's cousin. Yeah, but my team leader said he went to the beach on vacation at 4 a.m. and just walked all day long.
You know, dude, I don't like walking on the beach.
Really?
I could imagine how peaceful and relaxing it is, but it fucks up my feet.
Yeah.
Like the way, like
I
the
can't even play
sand.
soccer on the beach.
Yeah.
When I go to the beach, man, I could throw a frisbee on the beach. That's about it, or swim. But
Yeah.
I just want to sit in a chair.
Yeah, it is nice and relaxing when you wake up at that time to go to the beach, and you kind of just get to check everything out. And I would imagine that that's probably awesome while you're running. You know, it's like tranquil, nobody's out here.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, my feet sinking, it's like a big.
Yeah.
Big deal.
If I had to do it, I'd rather do it barefoot than with shoes.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
It was funny because, like 3 or 4 days ago, I'm leaving work, and, our cubicles are right next to each other, and I stand up, I'm like, good night. He's like, all right, bye. And he's still sitting down, his computer's on, he doesn't have his jacket on, nothing. I walk out the long way, and it's like, the long way and short way, it's probably like a minute difference, not even. And I get outside the door, and there he is, all the way at the end of the parking garage next to his car. And I'm like, damn, yeah, you probably are really good at walking.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, our campus is really nice at work. Like we have like these access roads, they're called, where you're not supposed to do over 25 miles an hour, and they're long. It'd be like the perfect place to go for nice walks and shit, like during the summertime when everything's closed and the sun's setting. It would be beautiful. That's one thing that I really want to try doing this year. A lot of people run on the track.
Really?
Yeah, like after hours and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't want to do that, but I would definitely walk on the access roads.
Like who does that? Like people from like the public or
employees?
People who work there?
Yeah,
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. They get permission from the track director, and then they,
That's cool.
Yeah, if you're into running like that and shit, I guess it's nice to change up the scenery and stuff.
I want to get back into it, man.
Yeah,
I feel like this bike is
no fucking.
Oh, me too. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a long guy.
When I was in high school, like I had all kinds of. I had a few different coaches. Most of them were good, and even sprinters like do distance for stamina.
Yeah.
Because man, if you're pushing 110% on a 400-meter race, that's a fucking man's race. That is not a run. That's a sprint. And holy shit, I miss those days.
Yeah.
Saw some of the fastest people.
Man, I'll tell you what. We used to do that 2 mile, and that was in the best shape of my life, man. Oh, I wish I could do that again. But, there's nothing like 20 people cheering you on that you have to keep up with,
Yeah.
Like, dude, the guys that didn't make it, like, the first 2 weeks, bro. When we would get back in the locker room, it's like torture.
Yeah.
Like, you motherfucker. And then, dude, I remember this one hilarious story. So, like, the day before because the whole team would have to do the 2 miles in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. So, if one person didn't get it, we all have to do it the next day.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, there's like 5 people who haven't done it. So, like, the rest of us are like, all right, guys, come on. Like, let's fucking do it. So, 5 does it, 4 does it, 3 does it, and then 2 does it. And then we're like, oh, my God, there's only 1 left. And I'll leave this kid, like, his name out of it. And, dude, he fucked it up. And, bro, we went back to the locker room. Oh, my God. Talk about being an asshole when you're younger and, you got testosterone flowing through your body. You got 20 angry dudes.
Yeah.
It's torture the kid, man. The next day he made it, though. I'll tell you what.
There you go.
But, dude, sometimes you need that.
Yeah, you need that wind at your back.
You need everyone else like, hey, come on, let's fucking do it. But the whole team, it was cool. You ran, but you ran beside them. Made sure that everything.
That's what I was just gonna say. What I loved about those times were the competition. Because like I don't get too competitive nowadays, and just thinking back then, like the best feeling of track and field was during a sprint, like 100 meter, 200 meter, any kind of race. Whether you're in first, second, third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth, and there's people right next to you grunting, pushing, breathing hard, like, ugh.
Yeah, it motivates you.
Yeah, dude. And when you're in first, it's a good feeling. You're like, oh man, I'm running. These guys are pushing. They're not catching up to me.
Yeah.
It's a really good feeling.
Seeing someone right in front of you, though,
that
was my motivation. It's like, oh, I'm going to catch this motherfucker.
Yep.
Usually I didn't, but again, I was a big sprinter, and then I sit there. I was not a long game. I played midfield, I think, for my senior year, maybe that's just because I was maybe that's because I was in the shape, but for fucking man, or I don't know if my coach was just punishing me or what, but
on average, a soccer player runs 5 miles a game.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude.
Not the goalie. It's just an average.
Yeah, and we wonder why our feet are fucked up.
Yeah, right.
Know? I know mine.
I really want to get back into running. Man, I had spikes, I had trainers, I had all kinds of different shoes. One of the funniest things, looking back at it, so I've talked about this, but my high school was 7th to 12th grade. I mean, high school was still 9th to 12th, but I did modified soccer 7th and 8th. And I got brought up to varsity soccer. We didn't have a JV. I got brought up to varsity in 9th grade. And, 9th grade playing against seniors and juniors and big-ass kids, like, you get timid. You get scared. You get nervous. You don't want to get hit. You don't want to get hit by the ball because that shit hurts. And I was playing striker those days. And I'll never forget. I'm on the field, and my coach just goes, get aggressive. Run towards the ball. You got to run through them. And we were playing tuxedo. And their defender had the ball. The ball was rolling towards him, and I'm like, Coach yelled at me. I'm running through him. Bro, I'm on a dead sprint at this ball, this little 9th grader me. And this big, like, dude, this guy had hamstrings the size of, like, anything. And, bro, he kicked that ball harder than I could ever describe. And it hit me right in the nuts.
Oh!
Richie, I fell down, boom, like immediately.
I bet, dude.
Like, Coach, get me out.
God damn it, Coach.
Get me out. You set me up.
Never listening to you.
I'm just trying to make you happy.
Come on, Coach.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah. I'll never forget, dude. I forgot where we were playing, but I went up for a
header?
Yeah, for a header, and dude, this goalie came and fucking me and him collided.
Really?
Oh yeah, and goalies kind of have that,
advantage.
Privilege.
Yep.
They're allowed to fucking kick the shit out of you to, get the ball.
Yep.
And boy, me and him went down. And my coach was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" Because he was a goalie. Yeah. So you're supposed to. It's almost like the quarterback.
Unsaid rule.
Yeah.
But what I know, sorry to interrupt, but like if the goalie doesn't have possession of the ball, it's a free ball. You can,
it is.
You can go. Both people can go for it.
I went for it, and I think I was trying to be slick, like it was up, and I just went over to try to hit it. And, oh man, me and him fucking collided. Oh, yeah. Me and him went down like a sack of bricks.
Yeah.
And I was fucking hurting, and coach took me out for that, dude. He was not happy, but it was good because I was fucked. I was hurt, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, miss soccer.
Yeah,
get you in the game,
Just like
get
the
you in
warm-ups,
shape.
the bus rides to the away games, like everybody's got their headphones on, getting
Fuck the
psyched
bus
up.
rides. Oh, man, for us it was torture. A lot of teasing, a lot of fucking... Oh, dude, we had dicks on our team.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I can imagine.
Lots of torturing and shit like that. It was just like bored teenagers with fucking too much testosterone. Yeah, everyone's like fucking picking on each other. It was a rough time, but it made people who they are.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, yeah, man, I miss it big time. I gotta get into something. I need a overall change.
I feel like if I just start running, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I just got to do it.
Yeah.
I just feel like this biking is, just get my heart rate up. Just get my body used to it. So when I do go out and run, it's not going to be like, holy shit, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Why are you sweating?
Yeah.
I'm going to be used to it.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there, slow and steady. After that 5K, we're going to
Keep
feel
an eye
good.
out for 5Ks.
Fuck yeah, we're going to record the whole thing.
I'd love to do a fundraiser. They do 5Ks for like cancer.
Oh, for sure. That's definitely what we'll
I have
do.
one for diabetes. That'd be cool.
Dude, if anyone knows about a cool 5K, let us know. We'd love to do it.
Today would have been a good day.
Yeah, it really would have. I want a barbecue tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, it's going to be like fucking 60, like early in the morning. I was like, dude, might as well have a barbecue and a campfire tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, but dude, in the afternoon, it's supposed to be nice. I was like,
did you know Matt's neighbors have a campfire year round? Dude, they'll bring their lawn chairs out and they'll make a circle in their front lawn.
That's some redneck shit. I love it.
It was awesome. It was so funny. I've never been over there. I just watch it from a distance,
Yeah.
And, they got their Adirondack chairs and shit out in the front yard with a campfire going in the dead of winter.
That's awesome,
Inches of snow on the ground, they don't care.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's sick. Hey, it's what they like to do.
Yeah.
Dad
used to grill on the grill.
Yeah.
In winter, too. I remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grilling and sitting at a campfire. Definitely.
Nothing better than that. I want to get
Yeah.
a fire pit real bad.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, all right, dude.
All right, man.
I don't know. I think I'm pretty set.
Yeah, I'm set too.
I don't know if we talked about. I really wanted to talk about that Iran shit because that was.
Yeah, me too.
That was pretty tough. I don't
Yeah.
know if there's anything.
That was
else
on my mind. I mean, I was sitting at work, and I've talked about it so many times and probably boring everybody, but just sitting there all day, you know, and reading something like that.
Yeah.
And reading about the Australian wildfires and.
Which, they're supposed to get rain.
They are. Oh, I said that like I was confirming it. I'm actually asking. They are. Wow,
So
62
starting
degrees.
Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it must be morning over there. Starting Wednesday, they're supposed to get rain for like a fucking week.
Good. Did you see that video?
Pray that they get rain
Did
and
you
all
see
that
that
shit
video
stops.
of U.S. firefighters arriving? I think it was Sydney.
Yep.
Everybody was applauding them.
Yeah, how can you not? You know,
Bro, every one of those guys had a beard.
They're ready to go.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Had their
American
duffel
rolling
bag
in.
and a beard.
Yep, all of them wearing camo.
Yep.
And that's a more American than you could fucking ask for,
Yeah.
baby. They all needed fucking Budweisers in their hand. But yeah,
got a
hope
lot of crazy shit going on.
hope that shit ends fast.
Yeah, me too.
It's tough.
Keeping everybody busy.
Yeah, man. Hey, good shit.
Yeah, it was a good podcast.
This is 14.
14.
14.
Yep.
Good. We're pumping them out, and
Dude,
we're gonna
I
keep
like it.
pumping them out.
I kind of like these shorter ones.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we get in, you know, I have a few ideas what I want to talk about. In the past, like I just came in, I'm like, well, whatever we talk about, we talk about.
Yeah.
But I kind of like this.
For sure. Yeah, I want to start like clipping stuff and add, you know what I mean, like clips, like short, like 2 minute of like the meaty conversation. That way, it kind of draws people into, you know, just try some different tactics to get some more people.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I think we're on our way up, and we're also gonna get to. I just found out that iTunes now, we on the podcast app, we don't have to have. There's no limitations or anything now.
Okay.
Like it used to be, like I think you have to have you have to show that you're like a real podcast somehow.
Right.
And I think you have to have
Verify
certain
yourself.
viewers or listeners or whatever it is. So now it's like you can just upload. You know, there's no.
Good.
Requirements, so we're gonna try to get on that too, because I know a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
people
it's,
do it in the car.
So I looked into it a little bit, and I think the Apple Podcasts go off of what's called an RSS feed, and basically you just add like your YouTube URL with another extension into iTunes, and it gets published that way. Another one is Ustream. There's Stitcher.
Yeah.
I want to check these out.
Yeah, because dude, it's like, you know, I'm a big YouTube guy. I only watch my podcasts on a YouTube, but when I was driving in a 2-hour drive, and Corinne was like, why don't you just listen to it on the podcast app?
That's what I did.
Much easier than doing it on YouTube, because it'll start and stop. Like, you could download the whole podcast like that. YouTube, it's like you're streaming it, so it's not like, you know, you'll get like 5 minutes ahead, but you won't get a whole hour.
Right. And that way you're not using data. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have an unlimited data plan, so I can't just be streaming podcasts while I'm driving. So what I would do, my phone's not jailbroken anymore, but when it was, I basically got YouTube Red for free. Yeah. So I would download the video and then just listen to it on my way to work.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big difference. We're going to try to make it easier. Make it easier and more of it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
No street lights. Thanks for tuning in if you tuned in. If you didn't, I hope you do. And if you don't,
you're lost.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace out, homies. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather. We love ya. Bye.